Yo, what is up, everyone? I am MadMega. This is Retrothon, and this is Mega Man 4. This is one of my personal favorite games. I love this game. It was, I think, probably my first Mega Man game, which is a really weird entry point, given all the cool things that you get in this game that you don't get in the others, but I'm getting ahead of myself. We can talk about all that as we go. But, so let's get started here. In 3, 2, 1, go! Alright, so, this is Mega Man 4. This is, the fourth mainline entry in the Mega Man series, obviously, if, you're familiar with, numbers and counting. But, the big key with this game, I would say, is that it introduces a really powerful weapon that we didn't have in Mega Man's 1, 2, and 3, which is the Mega Buster, which is our charge shot. And it is kind of a game changer, in every sense of the word. And so imagine being a kid playing this Mega Man game and then going and being like, oh wow, there's so many different Mega Man games, I'm gonna go get one of the other ones. And then you try to play it and you're like, why can't I charge? And then if you're playing like 1 or 2, why can't I slide? So I mean, I love this game, but I think it was a weird entry point for the franchise for a young lad such as myself at the time. But anyways, so if you've ever played a Mega Man game, or if you've ever seen a speedrun, you know that the basic deal is we've got 8 robot masters we've got to go and say hello to, take their powers, and go around the rest of the places. And so we're going to do that here. We're electing to start with Bright Man. There are 2 major routes in Mega Man 4. Bright first and Pharaoh first. Pharaoh first is a little faster, however, I think Bright first is a good deal easier and, for me, more reliable, so... and really, you're really not saving that much time anyways. Done perfectly, it's maybe like 10 or 15 seconds, which, for somebody like me, I mean, I don't even think it's quite that much, so... Alright, so first things first, we gotta make sure... Oh boy, I made a mistake, so we gotta... Unfortunately, I was trying to avoid getting Bright Man here on very specific health numbers, and he will freeze time when his health is at 16, 8, and 4. So we avoid those numbers by 2 charge shots, 1 uncharged shot. That deals 7 damage. He has 28 health points. Then just hit him with charge shots. You'll never hit 16, 8, or 4. Really convenient. Unless you screw it up like I did there, but I'll get another chance later. It's okay. Yo, so Ant absolutely understands my struggle of this is the first one that you play and the entry point, and you play the others, and sometimes it's like, I miss that Mega Buster. I miss that slide. But so this is why we went Bright first, is we get the time stopper, which allows us to stop time, which is pretty awesome. And normally it has a timer that runs out. However, because of the way that particular timer works, as long as we're sliding, it doesn't count down for the frozen time to move. So if you chain your slides well together, you can actually run through very long screens on a single charge of time stopper. Anyways, we just picked up a utility weapon. It's one of my favorites in the Mega Man series. It's the balloon. We're going to use it and abuse some of its more interesting properties in the way that the game sort of handles sprites and how long they stay on screen versus how long they exist in the game. So we'll put that to use in the next stage, actually. But until then, we're just going to keep jumping on these doodads here, shooting some mummies. Obviously, spikes are one-hit kill, so we're trying not to land on any of those. That's not something we want to deal with. So, interestingly enough, Time Stopper is actually Pharaoh Man's weakness, but it's really slow to take him out that way. So we find that it's a lot easier to just do some charge shots, and you know, he charges up, I charge up, I jump, he doesn't jump, you know. Oops, okay. He's a little, getting a little anxious, it's okay. Nice and clean. Now we're going to try to stand in the center of the screen at the end of each of these. And if we do it right, Mega will just sort of like teleport straight up into the center and not jump up like that and come back down. What we want him to do is sort of like pop up and teleport. And I'm hopefully going to hit that at least once or twice. I've got some images on my screen over here that can help me with that. But alright, let's go over to our Ring Man. So the story in this game is after multiple times Mega Man has dispatched Dr. Wily. Dr. Wily's reformed, he's a good guy now, he's not causing any trouble. But some new doctor, new mad scientist if you will, Dr. Cossack in fact, has decided that he's going to try to take over the world because, you know, hey, that's just a thing that, there's always got to be one crazy mad scientist, right? And so, that's who made these robots kind of decide to attack, and so now we're on our way to deal with these 8 robots, and then go fight Dr. Cossack, and never deal with Dr. Wily ever again in any of the other games, obviously. But so this is Ring Man stage. We used... Oh, geez, I'm not sure what I was thinking there. I should not have jumped. That's okay. We didn't really use up a ton of Pharaoh, and it gives me an opportunity to kind of talk about Balloon here again anyways, so hooray! So this is the Balloon, and we're going to use this to get through some of these areas. I see I take a little D-boost there, and there you note that it doesn't actually like show up on the screen at all, but somehow I was able to use it. I'm actually spawning the balloon in the wall, and as I'm spawning it, its sprite is immediately going away. However, the game recognizes the platform is there for a handful of frames. I want to say like 12 or so, 12 to 24, which isn't a ton, but it's not nothing either, so it's relatively easy to get used to the timing on that and hit it, so... Try to make our way through here. Unfortunately, we died there, so we're in a little more of a dangerous spot than we probably like to be, but we have to make sure not to perfectly chain our slides together there, because if we do, we won't actually charge that Pharaoh shot. It's one of the interesting things about how the Pharaoh shot works, is you can like charge it between rooms and things, but if you perfectly slide chain through a room, it will never charge because you're sliding the whole time. So we're going to just take a backwards deboost here. Save ourselves a few HP. If you slide directly into it, it does 8. If you take the little deboost like I did where it hits you like that, it only does 4. Alright, serious time. Okay. Not too shabby. Alright, so I should have done this right, so I should just teleport right to the center of the screen. Boom! Nice. So now we get our ring boomerang. It's a pretty cool weapon that we get. And from here we go to Dustman. Now, Dustman is a like garbage disposal sort of robot. So this is in an incinerator and trash compactor area. So we're going to switch back over to Bright again because as a weapon, it is super OP, super useful. Hey, cool, look at that. Another Mega Man 5 reference. Fun fact, Mega Man 4 and 5 actually have the same drop tables. It's just that we, in the speedrun for Mega Man 5, actually end up shooting a lot of enemies, so there's more opportunity for drops. But if you spend your time in Mega Man 4 taking care of a lot of enemies, you'll also get quite a few one-up drops. Alright, so here's our Crusher section. I'm going to try to move through here very carefully and smart. So close. Like, that is unbelievably frustratingly close. That honestly must have been a single frame, because I have gotten through there from worse positions. Oh, that is frustrating. And once I got too far there. You know, this is the second time in a marathon recently where I've gotten to this part of the run and just absolutely it's fallen apart. And I really don't understand because I practice this regularly before all of these, and I never, ever, ever have a problem. It's beyond frustrating. Anyways, now that I'm done complaining, let's just make our way through the end of this. You know, one of the things that we say about this stage is it does sucks, and let me tell you, it sucks. And you'll see why in a second, but it's for sure true today. Could be worse. To have a little decent bit of movement here. Alright, let's see. How much health how much ammo do we have? We might have just enough ammo if I'm perfect, so let's see what we can do here. Gonna slide on over. That's really unfortunate. That's like I said, it's the second time in a recent run there where the game, I'm so mad on the first one. I really felt like I was very, very close. Anyways, if it works correctly, you effectively, because of the way that Mega Man's hitbox works when he's sliding, it actually gets very, very thin and small and close to the ground. And it lets you get through a lot of areas that you probably shouldn't be able to get through, and it gives you a much wider range of success, but not wide enough, apparently there, so it's okay. Because we've got this awesome banger of a track right here, Skullman stage. I'm just gonna taketh all of that damage. Taketh that damage as well. If our slide chaining is good, we don't have to worry about that shield enemy. Let's see if Eddie Flip Top here gives us anything of value. He does not. That's okay. And if you're curious as to what weapon I would be using for most stages, and if you guessed Time Stopper, you would be, or maybe this is Flash Stopper, not Time Stopper, Flash Stopper, sorry. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna use this pretty regularly, and that, you know, that I did do earlier in practice, so I'm not super mad about that one. For some reason, I'm better being you're better off being aggressive there and sliding off. I don't know why. Same deal there. That's, I I've had a really hard time taking jumps short today in all of my runs. I did it in the Lucky Dime Caper too. All right. Well, you know what? This song was awesome, so I'm gonna shut up. And maybe not screw this up here. Hey, cool, we got some life. Alright, that's enough of that. That was one time through, I think. Appreciate the tunes. There we go. There we go. Now I'm like terrified of every jump. I don't know what to tell you. But okay, so this is Skullman. Say hi to Skullman. He'll do nothing so long as I do nothing. So now we're gonna kind of just make sure he does what I want him to do. He's gonna do this with his shield. He's gonna do that. And that's the end of him. Nice and easy. You can actually stand next to Skullman and not attack him as long as you want. He will not do anything until you act. It's pretty cool. So that's nice to have in your back pocket. If you ever get in there and you're like, oh no, I don't know what weapon I need to use, what am I supposed to do? Like, oh no, just relax. Skullman won't attack you until you attack him. He's pretty cool like that. Doot, doot. Right, another awesome song in a bunch of awesome songs. Unfortunately, that's a kind of an unfortunate place to take a hit, but we'll slide through here, should be okay. Get back on cycle. You have to be careful here because unlike the rest of this game, you cannot jump out of your slides underwater in Mega Man 4. This is the Whale of Attachment. I like to let the whale spawn. You can spawn him up higher and you can shoot him while before his sprite is fully loaded in, but I don't like to do that. I like to actually see the whale. He looks so angry. And I just, you know, it's like, I'm sorry. There's a Stomper. I say, hi, Stomper. Fly past a handful of them all the time. Making short work of those stingrays. One more shot on the whale. Make sure we land on the corner there because we're going to slide here and we do not want to fall into this pit. If we could fall into that pit, it's going to cost us a bunch of time. And we don't want to do that. There is something down there. It's the wire, but unfortunately, it's kind of useless in this game. You can go pick it up, but unfortunately, like, it's sort of redundant. Doesn't really give you a lot of value in the speedrun, so I'm going to skip it here, unfortunately. Maybe if I hadn't died a whole bunch in Skullman stage, but I'm not going to waste everybody's time with the silly item when I can't even manage that up. So we're gonna try. Too late. So if you do that right, you'll actually get all of this fanfare will happen, and you won't have anything to worry about at all. Like he'll like actually teleport from the bottom. He won't do any of the movement animation. But I didn't quite time it right, so that's all right. We're almost through our 8 robots. We only have 2 more. We have Drillman here. Now, interestingly enough, Dive Man there, his main attack is a drill corkscrew attack that he'll attack you with. And Drill Man here, his big attack is to dive into the ground. Yeah, so that's not confusing. I just like to point that out. That's another Stomper. We like to freeze them. They're kind of funny, stuck in the air like that. Here we have some bats. Gonna try to not get knocked into some spikes here. All right. Little sloppy there. Now I'm extra careful there because I have absolutely picked up like a small drop there, and it has killed me on those platforms. So I was being a little extra cautious. So here's another section where you can kind of see how much sliding can let you sort of abuse the flash stopper ability. This is still that was all a single charge until that final jump over through those platforms there. So like you just get to see how far you can really take that if your slide chaining's even half decent. So this is Drill Man. Use an audio cue here. Try to stay close to him, mostly because the closer you stay to him, the more likely it is that he doesn't dive straight back into the ground. Alright, nice. Not too bad. I'm going to try to get into the right position here. I think I might have it. Nope, I'm wrong. So that gives us our drill bomb. We'll use that a bit in the later stages, and obviously for our next boss. And then we get another rush adapter. This is Rush Jet, which we won't really see until very late in the run. So this is Toadman. If you've ever played this game casually, you might have started with Toadman's stage. He's the easiest robot master, I think. Although this stage is pretty tough, I think, as far as the Robot Master stages go. This rain is pushing against you the whole time, so it's very easy to fall into a pit and die. Luckily, have some decent slide chaining there and just go through that whole thing, and all of those enemies stay frozen above us, and never do we worry about them. It's kind of nice. We'll take this a little safe here. It's very easy to get caught up in the current and slide or fall to your death in that room, so trying to avoid that. Here's a giant snail enemy. We're not going to fight it or look at it or see it at all. We're going to freeze it while it's teleporting in, and then we're going to deboost through, and we're going to do it again. And that's the end of that. Let's see if we can get a smiling fish there. It's a smiling fish, if I've ever seen one. Switch to our drill bomb. Now, Toadman does have a really powerful attack here, where, like, if I let him hit me, it's a full screen attack that is undodgeable. However, lucky for me, if you hit him, he stops his little rain dance, and he will no longer be able to attack you. So, you just got to keep the pressure on. And that's what we do. Hit him with some drill bombs. And that is the end of our 8 robots. So now we get the Rain Flush, and we get Rush Marine. Hoorah. So, Rush Marine Adapter. I don't think we'll actually see a Rush Marine Adapter unless things have gone tremendously wrong. But so this is Dr. Cossack. I should warn everyone now. All of the bosses from here on out are likely to have flashing animations. So, and some of these screens here in the map areas, so if that's a concern, may want to look away towards the end of boss fights and in between stages here. Alright, so there's a free E-tank over there if you didn't know. I'm going to grab that just because it's a free tank. We like those. No reason not to grab it, I say. It's nice and convenient. It's right there. Movement was not crisp. Cool boy. We're gonna charge and shoot this guy because honestly I don't want to run the risk of him sniping me from behind, unfortunately. Now we're gonna make this big climb on the sides of this castle here, and it's getting snowy and it's getting scary and slick. Oh jeez. Alright, we're gonna do this a different way then. We're actually just gonna, you know what, we are gonna bust that rush jet. Why not? Look at that. That's a really nice, convenient way to deal with that. Okay, Stomper, you big meanie. I didn't want to fight you. Okay. Anyways, now we're at our first boss in the castle stages, and again, like I said, there's no Dr. Wily here, just this Dr. Cossack guy. You know, so it's a little out there for a Mega Man game, but this is a big. This is called Mothriah. If you look, that looks a little bit like Doc Cossack's face, like if you made him into a bug. So, you know, I don't know if that's better or worse than the whole, like, everything is a skull motif that Dr. Wily has, but, you know, it's a variation on a theme. You know, I dig it. I dig it. So now we're on to our second Doc Cossack castle stage. I'm gonna go for this. I've hit it every time in practice, but the way that things are going, I fully anticipate that I will screw this up, but let's give it a try. Hey, look at that, I didn't screw it up. I really like that trick. It lets you skip that through that room super easily and super fast. Big fan. Take some D-boosts. Just basically take a ton of D-boosts to get through there without having to use Rush Jet, which admittedly is a little slow. Okay. That's okay. Would have preferred to not need that second balloon that we tossed in the bottom there, but and we are through. Now we're getting to one of the more interesting bosses in the game. This is known as the Square Machine. If you look closely, you'll notice that it has 8 sides. So, all right, I guess it's that kind of mad scientist where they don't respect, you know, the rules of shapes. Learned this in kindergarten, you know. Look at that. See, there's 8 sides. Tell me I'm wrong. I mean, there's 4 main sides. Sure. I'm a Square Machine truther. I'll admit it. I will admit it. All right. So enough about that. Did not get very many hits in on the first round, so we're gonna have to hopefully be a little cleaner this time around. Got it. Nice. Again, be careful. The bosses in the castle stages have a flashing warning. So those are our first 2 castle stages. Now we get an auto-scroller, which I am deathly afraid of because it is super easy to just be like, yeah, la la la, auto-scroller, and just fall into a pit and die. So hopefully that doesn't happen, but if it does, we can at least take solace in the fact this music is awesome, some of the best music in the game. I actually think that the Dr. Cossack stages in this game have some of the best music in really all of Mega Man. I could make an argument for, I think. They're definitely some of my favorites, without a doubt. But we're going to try to make it through all of this area here without getting hurt, taking damage, and try to refill some things on our way. We're going to refill Ring here. It's good to fill this up, have Ring. It can kill a couple of enemies. I want to point out here real fast while I walk past here, once you see little unhappy face in clouds, you'll never unsee little unhappy face in clouds. And now that I have pointed out the little unhappy face in clouds, you will see it in very many of the clouds in the background. I legitimately stare at them all the time, and sometimes fall into pits while playing this stage because I'm looking at the little unhappy faces in clouds. So don't be like me. I'll switch over to Pharaoh here. When you select Pharaoh out of pause and you hold B, you'll actually bring out the fully charged Pharaoh shot. This is one of the really cool features that the Pharaoh shot gives you. The ability to charge it, and if you hit enemies that have less than 3 HP with the block that's above your head, you'll just straight up kill them and you won't do any damage at all to your to the shot above your head. So you can just kind of hold it above your head and kill these enemies for free. Nothing to worry about, totally safe. Little moonwalk. Alright. Oh dear. You know what? We're going to try to just play this kind of straight here because... Oh boy! I slid there. That should not have happened. Not really sure how that occurred. But we're going to try to play this very safe now, because I don't know what I did, but I totally screwed up that fight, and now I'm just trying to survive. Okay. One of the issues with the castle stages in Mega Man 4 is that if you die in the castle stages, you don't go back to the boss corridor like you do in Mega Man 5 or really any other Mega Man game. You go back to the midpoint of the stage, and I don't really mind that in any of the other castle stages, but that castle stage, because it is a no-scroller, I wanted to avoid that. And so, whew, that was ugly. But hey, you got to see that as a Buster mode fight, so that's cool, right? Or it's not cool. Let's say that. It's not cool. You know what, let's just switch to coil already. No reason not to, we're already in the menu. So this is one of the very few chances we have to use Rush Coil. You can use Balloon here as well, but I find I'm more consistent using the Rush Coil. We just throw it down here. Come on. Switch to Drill. And we use the Drill Bomb to take care of these walls. We're going to come down here. We're going to see an E-Tank. We're going to not pick it up. And specifically we do that because the way that the screen is currently scrolled, it lets us get through here a little bit easier. And if you go back and you collect that E-Tank, it actually messes up the location of the screen. So we try not to do that if we can help it. Sliding our way down. Gonna switch to the Mega Buster. So here we are. We're coming up on Doc Cossack, you know. So, you know, it's about... You know, this is the end of the game, I guess. Did our 4 castle stages, you know. This is the big boss. There he is. He's in his machine, so we gotta fight this guy. Let's go over here and give him the old 1-2. Give him the old left-right hook. because he tries to pick me up with his little machine here. Now, normally I would be on this corner over here and, like, sort of goading him into moving, but he didn't. Oh, I missed him with that shot. All right, let me just shoot him here. All right, so I'm not sure. Wait, what's happening here? Who's this? Who's this here? So this is... My father's not really evil. Dr. Wily took me hostage to force... This is Kalinka. This is his daughter. What? So this is all Dr. Wily. I'm gonna break you, man. Oh, it's always this guy. Every time. Every time. All right, that's okay. That's okay. We've got plenty. We got plenty left in the tank to deal with this dude. But now we're back to the skulls because it is Dr. Wily. Had no idea. Did not see this coming at all. I'm unprepared. I thought I was done with. I thought I was done with Dr. Kase. All right, but so let's be real. This is Dr. Wily's. This is the Wily toilet. There are a lot of Mets here for some reason. Speaking of the Mets, shout outs to Mr. Cab. Big fan of the Mets. This is a fully Met stage. Everything is Mets on this stage, so. Charge up. And slide through here. We have a little underwater section coming up here. You'll note every single enemy in this stage is a Met. That guy, these guys even have little snorkels. They're sort of adorable, admittedly, you know. They got their little snorkel on. I'm not sure how much good it's supposed to do them, you know, underwater. It's a snorkel. I mean, but also they're robots, so I guess they don't need air either, so I don't know what they're doing. Okay. So jump over these dancing Mets. Shoot that dancing Met. Now we're going to switch it back over to ring here, and we're going to jump in here, and we're going to try to get a little bit closer to this guy. This is Mr. Met. Hello, Mr. Met. I'm going to take some damage by these little Mets. Alright, well, we should be able to take him out here. Okay, that is the end of the Mets. So what is it? It is April 28th, I see, according to my clock, and the Mets have been eliminated. That sounds about right. Make our way through the Wily Castle. Let's see what we have planned here. Another banging tune, I gotta say. A lot of spikes. This is definitely an unsafe. This is a hazardous workplace. You gotta be very careful. You have to have your steel-toed boots, special helmets. Call on Rush Jet yet again. Get us through this little section here. Say hi to Eddie. We're not going to bother to go over there. We already have all kinds of goodies locked up, ready to go. So, because it takes so long to change weapons in this game, we often will find ourselves selecting particular weapons and items and carrying them around for the rest of the stage. So for here, we need Rush Jet in a handful of locations. So we take advantage of the fact that Mega can shoot once you've called Rush in. Oh, okay, make sure we catch the ladder. Okay, nothing to worry about here. But so we try to utilize the fact that if you call him into a wall, for example, he will just, we can shoot and not actually call him into the screen unnecessarily. Alright, so I've switched over to Toad here. We're going to do a little glitch that's pretty cool. We're going to jump into this room. I'm mashing B. We just fired our Rain Flush. The Rain Flush is a weapon that does whole screen damage, and what it basically did there is it forced Taco Trash, which is the name of this enemy, to his health bar to immediately fill. Then I used the drill on his weak point, which then eliminated his hurt box. So I jump inside of the sprite that is no longer going to cause me harm, and I can switch to his weakness, which is ring, and just pound away with the ring attack. So nice and easy, super simple. So now we're going on to our refight section, which is great because I'm going to refill some of my weapons and get a handful of things ready to go here. We're going to just pick up all of this stuff. I say why not, because we're here. Might as well. And since this is all fights that we've seen already at least once, I'm going to take this opportunity to say thank you so much to the folk at RGL. This marathon is something I really enjoy. I spend a lot of time watching this. This is on like a TV or a computer screen basically everywhere I go this whole week. And so I really enjoy it, and I really appreciate that I get to show off some of my favorite games, especially some retro games that are maybe a little weirder and maybe people don't know about. James Bond, for example, earlier this week, or Lucky Dime Caper. I will talk about this fight real fast. You'll notice that I'm fighting Pharaoh Man with Dust, and Dust is not his weakness, but it does do 2 damage. It's a soft weakness, and because of how quickly he responds from iframes, it's actually faster than using the charge or his weakness or really anything else. So with all that being said, we're back to a regular fight, and again, just really shout outs to everybody at RGLTV, all over Restream, and everybody that's doing the work behind the scenes. There's a lot that goes into this, and it's not easy. So I just want to say thank you to them, and thank you for having me and letting me do so many runs again, including this one, which again is one of my all-time favorites. This may well be my favorite Mega Man game. I just think it's a lot of fun to play. I think the music is great. I think it's really like pretty friendly from a balance standpoint. It's a good game casually or as a speedrun. So this is another instance, real fast, of soft weakness. We're going to hit him 5 times with that, and the reason we're doing that is we've already used one of our Toad attacks already anyhow. So if we just fire away, we'd run out early. But also, this prevents us from hitting the numbers of 16, 8, or 4, and it then means that we still have 1 Rain Flush left, and we can use it right here, because luckily for us, Drillman, while not weak to this, will take 1 hit of damage while drilling down, and because of the math of the weaknesses, with 28 hit points, and the drill or the dive seeker missile does 3 HP, so to do 27 HP, and then you'd have to have 1 HP that you'd have to hit 1 more time, so it saves us 1 hit, which can be the difference between a handful of seconds lost when he dives and when he doesn't. So here's our Toadman fight again. Interesting. Actually got his little attack off. Pretty fascinating. Yo. The heck? Don't really understand what happened there with with Ringman, but we're not going to worry about it. Go to Dustman here. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of RGL, and I've done a bunch of events with these guys over the years, and I really appreciate the chance to get to play this game, especially one of my all-time favorites. So close to the end of the marathon, and in a Mega Man block that's going to be followed up by Toad, who is one of my personal favorite speedrunners as well. I've watched him master and destroy many a game, and I have a lot of respect for him. So it's always a thrill for me when I get to participate and be a part of such a wonderful group of folks. So just thank you very much for having me, and remember, it's cool to not look at explosions. Alright, so we're on our final stage here. It's going to be a little bit past estimate, I apologize. Forgetting how to jump in the early stages seems to be a theme with my runs today. But this song is super awesome. We get to hear it for a little bit longer. Can't be upset about that. I have a handful of little enemies that they drop here for you, mostly to farm if you need ammo. And we don't, but I'm going to walk in here. This boss will only take damage to Pharaoh, or Ring, I believe, so we're going to try to do double hits. If Wily spawns in the right location, we can get 2 hits when we jump. Unfortunately, he's mostly been out of pocket, so one more shot and he's out. Oh, no luck. And that is time. I will hit time when this fanfare ends, because it's 15 seconds from final hit, and it's just an easy way to do the math. So that is a 46, 22-ish, or so 46 like 05 or 4607. So thank you for the GGs. Thank you very much for having me. This is an awesome game. Check it out. Mega Man Leaderboards has all of the speedruns and has all of the links and information to the Discord and everything if you ever want to learn any of these games. And with that, be sure to stick around. Like I said, Toad's coming up. He's playing Mega Man 2, Mega Man 1. I said one of the greats. And thank you so much for having me on this final night of Retrothon. Much love. Thank you so much.